Hi everyone, welcome to today's event. I'm Laura Dillon from MS Dynamics World, and we're here today for a session all about e-signatures and Dynamics 365 CRM and the trends shaping the technology. Our presenter today is Anna McDonald with AssureSign, and it's great to have her here with us today. So as we get started, please know that we do welcome your questions. You can enter them at any time during the presentation in the Q&A box that you'll see over on the right side of your event window. And I know that Anna's going to be leaving some time at the end to answer as many of them as she can. So without any further delay, I'm going to hand things off to Anna to get us started. Anna?
Perfect. Thank you, Laura. And Laura, can you just confirm you can hear me? I just want to make sure I'm still on.
Yes, I can hear you.
Oh, perfect. Thank you so much. So hello everyone, and welcome to today's live webinar where you will learn how to close more business with SMS e-signatures for Microsoft Dynamics 365. During today's presentation, we will be demoing our newest feature, the ability to send documents via SMS text message. So first off, just want to give a big thanks to everyone joining us this afternoon. We are excited to be here with all of you. And just to show you, we will be going over a few things today. First off, I am the presenter. My name is Anna McDonald. I am the sales manager over at AssureSign. So we will be covering real quickly just a little bit of information on AssureSign, where we come from, the benefits of e-signature and what it looks like implementing it within your workflow. And then move on to the demand for mobile, where it comes from and what it works best with, such as top use cases within industry and also in generations. And then last but not least, we will get it into action with an SMS demonstration right there within our home of Dynamics 365. So we will be starting today with a little bit of background on AssureSign. AssureSign is an electronic signature software designed for medium to large-sized businesses. We've been around since about 2007 and love to call Atlanta, Georgia our home. We work within pretty much every industry, but primarily insurance, financial services, and legal. And since we've started with the enterprise, we've been known for having some of the most robust APIs that allow for seamless integrations, enabling us to work with just about anyone, and even better, customize our solution to fit just about any need. We pride ourselves on our security and have some great resources on our website that speak in further detail to this, so feel free to follow up afterwards if you'd like for us to share some of those links. And finally, another reason our SMS feature is possible is because we can work on any document from anywhere on any device. But enough about us. I want to jump into how implementing e-signatures can benefit every one of you. Some of you may or may not be surprised that there are still many businesses who use traditional channels for managing documents, whether it be for new hire paperwork, completed W-9s, or even sending contracts. Maybe they use snail mail and pay ridiculous shipping costs, or they print it out only to have their customers try to find a fax machine, wherever that may be, and fax it back, which is a pretty poor customer experience in 2018. But fortunately, there are also more and more businesses every day who understand the benefits of switching to electronic signatures. So we wanted just to quickly highlight some of the top reasons that has encouraged these businesses to make the switch. First is velocity, which is just the ease at which you can close more deals. So not only is it benefiting the customer, making it easier for them just to get it signed quicker on the go, but it's also helping out your end sender. So whether that be your sales team or your admins, it's helping them just to get that process done a lot quicker and to get to newer business quicker. Next is cost reduction, which mostly focuses on minimizing costs and reducing waste on paper, printing, storing, mailing, etc. Forrester Research actually has done a study with all of the shipping, shredding, storing, mailing costs. The average paper-based cost for a company is around $7, which seems pretty exorbitant to me. Not only is it actual cost of storing, et cetera, but it's lost business costs that can also get people sometimes if you're spending so much time trying to get those documents back when you could be working on newer business. And last but not least is risk mitigation. So by using the analytics and audit trails, you can literally watch the signer every step of the way, making sure that the document is completed in a timely manner and by the correct signer. But being an innovative company, we didn't just want to stop with sending documents via email. We listened to our customers and partners, conducted research, and decided to meet the demand for mobile business needs with our SMS text messaging feature. And you'll see on this slide a slew of all of our different offerings, such as verbal signature, mobile signature in person, and last but not least, our text messaging feature. So we're not the only ones with this mobile-first mindset. If you remember, Microsoft launched the Dynamics app, making it easier for users on the go to do more business as well. Click Dimensions has the ability to send marketing emails via SMS. And more businesses are utilizing SMS to communicate for business every day. And it's not surprising once you look at some of the stats behind this. So the first reason is probably obvious to anyone who's using SMS for personal or business matters. Emails have an average open rate of only 20%. But did you know that text messages can have as high of an open rate as 98%? That is huge for getting your document into your signer's hands and opened much sooner. Not only that, but Connect Mobile found that 90% of text messages are read in under 3 minutes. So if you're like most people, myself included, we have the habit of starting an email or document, for example, but not quite finishing it. Maybe you mark it as unread or flag it, but with how concise text messages are, they make it fast and easier to read, and signers are able to complete them much more quickly, increasing your document completion rate. The last is on-the-go accessibility. So 55% of consumers do not have access to their email on their smartphone device, which is pretty crazy if you think about it. So that means over half of your end signers are restricted to only signing at times they're in front of their computer. Whereas with SMS, they are virtually unlimited on when to sign. I had a customer once, it was an insurance company. They were trying to get their insurance package signed. The customer was taking her daughter to look at colleges, and so she said, you know, I'll get it signed next week, but we're going to be gone for the whole next week. I won't be in front of my computer. So she said, you know, I just actually just sent it to you via text. They pulled over, signed it, and it was completed while they were on the phone. So it really does cut down that time to sign. Not only that, but I did want to mention one more. So with emails, sometimes, you know, they can have stringent blocks, et cetera, and sometimes people can deal with just trying to get around those to get those emails actually into the hands of the signer. With text messaging, you have 100% receive rate, so that's another big one as well. But at this point, you might be thinking these stats are great and all, and sure, some businesses have come out with SMS features, but who actually uses this? Would it work for my company? Well, that's a great point. So since launching our new SMS text messaging feature, we've seen a huge interest from just about every industry, especially within the dynamic space. One of our existing customers, Captora, a leading legal intake software and most importantly, a Microsoft Dynamics user, was one of our early adopters of the SMS sending capability and has been working with the majority of their customers to convert the way they send documents to SMS text messages as well. In addition to the legal field, we've also seen a demand for SMS within the insurance and financial services space. So using SMS allows you to communicate with all ages, filling any tech gaps. And starting with millennials, we'll go kind of through how it affects each group, and will probably be surprised by which one it helps out the most. So millennials, they want the quickest and most efficient options, not to mention that texting is kind of the new calling for them. So why not speak on their level, right? Next is decision makers and influencers. So as we know, as probably a lot of people on this call are decision makers themselves, we travel often, right? So whether it's for business or pleasure, you're constantly on the go, so not always just behind your computer to sign a document. I know we were at a conference a little bit ago, and it was pretty easy to see you have 10 minutes between those sessions, and they could easily get a document signed with their phone right then and there. And last but not least is the older generations. So if you're B2C and you're working with a lot of the older generation, this has been a huge help for many of our customers with the older generation. A lot of them, such as my parents and grandparents, have never owned a computer and most assuredly have no idea how to download an app. But they do have text messaging to stay in touch with their grandchildren, even if they are using voice text. But this process makes it easier for a salesperson to simply have someone put them on speakerphone and walk them through the process once they have received the text, guaranteeing completion. So whatever the need or the end signer, we found that SMS can typically be your answer. So now that we've gone through a little bit of the why to switch over to eSignature and why text messaging is vital within your communication realm, we'll kind of dive into looking at it in action. So I'm going to go over to my Dynamics instance. So it should look pretty familiar to everyone. And I'm actually just going to look up Anna's Blooms. Now, a great thing about AssureSign just in general is that you can send out to any entity, including custom entities, but for today's purpose, we'll just send out from an account. And speaking further on just features while it loads, we do have the ability also to create relationships between entities. So even if you're sending from an account, you can pull from any fields from the primary contact, the billing contact, whatever entity you might have connected with that. Now, also, we know Dynamics is pretty robust in their processes. So we have customers that will just check a box, and that's the automatic send. They'll have a send button, but for today's purpose, we'll show you kind of the more out-of-box option. So you'll see right within Dynamics, we have all of the information in regards to previously sent documents to this account. So we can see we sent out a loan application, one yesterday and one on Monday. They've both been completed. You can also go into the document details and find more information on the documents, such as the audit trail that we'll see right here, and even the stored document under notes. Just to show you one more feature, if storage is an issue for you, not only can you store it within SharePoint, you can turn off the storage in notes. And we also have a feature where you can actually have it to where it's going to provide a link, and that link is going to take you to that stored document in our cloud. So kind of eliminating that storage problem. But to send out a new document, we'll simply just click back and press add. Now, you'll notice that we have a drop-down list for our templates. You also can create envelopes. So if you're sending out multiple templates, you can create a process to pull multiple documents into an envelope to send out to the customer if you're creating some kind of packet. But we'll go ahead and send out another loan application. You'll see you can select the SharePoint storage right here. You also have the option to set it up for the whole account per template. Or for instance, for our contract process, we actually have to go to the Documents tab each time for each account and open a SharePoint folder right then and there, and that will open it for that account every single time. We'll go ahead and press Next. On this next page, you'll be able to see how we're auto-populating information for the signer and also for the document from pulling information into those areas of input. You'll notice that most of this information that you see here is actually being pulled from the main contact on the account, such as their number and email address. If any fields are left blank, such as the applicant address and city, it'll give you the option to fill it in right here. You'll see it's required, so we must. Lastly, you'll notice at the bottom that you do have the option to enter a mobile phone number for the applicant. So I'll go ahead and put mine in. Yet again, relating back to our contract process for us, we just put in the name of the contract signer, and if there is a number in the mobile field, then that automatically knows to send it out via text message. So quite a few different options that you have for that process. And then also before we send it out, you do have a optional password that you can implement into the document. If you put something within here, that means that they won't be able to sign unless they fill that out correctly. You also can auto-populate information from the system. Let's say you have a field for their last 4 digits of their Social Security or their zip code on their home address. You could have it auto-populate within here as well. We'll go ahead and press next, and then save to send. And automatically, we'll see that that document has been sent out, and it has set up the signing step to be now in progress, step 1. And I actually have my Verizon right here to be able to start the signing process. Pull this up for you and show you what it looks like in regards to signing. So as pretty much the main difference between text message and email, a lot of people ask, can you customize? What does this look like as it loads? So email, you can custom design your email design sets. So whether you want it to say, you know, your whole terms and conditions or a welcome message, that can be done within the email design sets. For text message, what it will do is just simply put your company name within here saying AssureSign has a document to sign. They'll click the link just like they would within the email and then start the signing process. So what that means is that there's really no app they have to download to start signing. All they need is a phone that can attach or has browser capabilities. So even a flip phone, as long as you have internet access, you will be able to sign with AssureSign. So something you'll notice within starting the signing process is that you have customization and branding set forth. We are utilizing our customer Captura's logo to show the contrast. So it's going to look like it's pretty much white labeled, aside from powered by AssureSign in the bottom left-hand corner. This is very important, mostly if you're doing any external signing, because a lot of other vendors actually make your customers go into their website, create a profile, sign in. We've learned the less steps you give someone, the more likely they'll do it. So you'll easily see just steps 1, 2, 3, 4, done. And real quickly, just to show you back in the system for any in-person signing needs, obviously SMS text messaging is a really easy way to do in-person signing. But if you ever have that need and you want to be able just to have them sign on your computer, you can automatically have a signing link apply within the document details. So then yet again, they can also click here, turn the screen around to your customer in the office, and have them sign. We'll go back to this signing experience. So on the welcome page, you can customize any of this information. Obviously, we're not looking on a screen of a phone, so a lot of people ask, what does the user interface look like? So just from customer feedback, we have one of the best user interfaces on a phone because we have over 45% of our signers are signing on phone, whether through an email link or through text message. So we have a really easy process. They can zoom in, zoom out, look at all the pages. So really easy experience for all generations for that small screen. Now, second step is just where they're agreeing to sign electronically, which is defined as a sound symbol or process. Another really great AssureSign feature is that if you wanted to, you can be given access to allow in your own terms and conditions as well. So when they're accepting yours at the same time. You will see some optional boxes over here on the left-hand corner, such as the ability to preview the document before signing. Let's say you find some kind of discrepancy on the document. You agreed to the cost of improvements to be $50,000, not $100,000. So you're definitely going to want to provide some feedback on that. So you can easily come here and provide any questions or feedback, and that will send directly as an email to the sender of the document, letting them know, hey, this signer has a question, you may want to reach out. Not only that, but we do have one more optional feature in these boxes, is the ability to decline signing. If the signer does decline signing, that will update within the audit trail of the document, and yet again send an email over to the sender of the document, letting them know that they have declined signing. But as I said before, if this doesn't fit your use case, you don't have to have these buttons here. We'll go ahead and agree to the terms and conditions and start signing. So what you'll see here on the page is that there are some areas of input taken from Dynamics fields, but you'll notice some of them have a box around it and then others don't. So we have the ability to let the customer edit information, such as if you want them to update the billing address and you're not sure if it's correct. But then other areas of input from Dynamics, you can make standard, so the customer can't edit, so it's great for pricing. Not only can they edit it on the document, but utilizing our document track API, you can actually have it to where it will update the field within Dynamics to which they brought the information from. So this is the main contact name. If I wanted to put, my middle name in here, and we had that feature turned on, it would automatically update that field within Dynamics with my middle name as well. You can turn that feature off as well. But we'll go ahead and the signing portion. So for signing, you have 3 different options. You can choose on the back end to only give them the option to draw with their finger, as you see here. You can give them the option to only type out their name, the other option here, and then apply a specific font to it. Or you can let them sign as they like, which is what the option that you can see here. So I can say, I actually just want to draw with my finger and adopt. Now, I know some people like to get some kind of documentation in return from the signer, such as a copy of a license, a receipt, a picture of the incident, you name it, or just maybe even pictures for the I-9 process of onboarding. So we do also have a feature that allows you to access your camera gallery. It would populate a box right here before they're able to finish signing and say, please upload a picture of your ID. So they could click a camera or gallery right here, and it would take them straight to the camera. It would upload the picture as the 3rd page of the PDF, since we have 2 already, when it is completed. So when we finish this document, a few things happen. First off, you can change this process if you prefer not to let anyone receive it, but automatically our process is that the customer and the sender of the document will receive copies of it in their email. Not only that, but you'll be able to always come back within Dynamics and find that completed document under the document details, or if you want it to go to the documents section of the account, you can set that up as well. Let's make sure we go and click on it. And if you have it connected with any SharePoint folder, it will automatically go there. Let's say we click on the link. And we'll find the completed document right here. And just to show you one more feature, we do have a certification feature that is optional, so you don't have to have this box around it if you don't want it there. But it will just say that it's electronically signed by SureSign, give you the IP address and timestamp in the top right-hand corner, and the specific job block code in the bottom right-hand corner. You can also choose to save the completion report, which is where the completed document, the audit trail, the signer's information, the terms and conditions they agreed to, all of that is listed on our completion report. You can have it wired up to where that will automatically save within your SharePoint or within Dynamics as well when the documents are completed. We also do have the ability, if you want to do a bulk send feature, even via text message. Some of our customers, what they'll do is they'll have it to where at 3 p.m. on Fridays, the system will check to see if, let's say, this box is checked. And for every account that this box is checked, it will automatically send, a contract or whatever that document may be out to those specific accounts, customers. You have it. And just to show you a few more things that we have within Dynamics that becomes extremely helpful and useful when creating that integration. Let me just go over to settings real quick for you guys. We have created an automated tag builder, which helps a lot when it comes down to finding those relations between entities, the codes to put within the inputs on the template you're creating. And that is right here within our configuration. So let's say, for instance, we want to pull the main name on the main contact for this account. You'll choose the account, and then you can choose the, let's just go for contract signer. And if we scroll down to the bottom, we can see we can automatically choose the contract signer's name. We can see here. So it has contact, and then it's coming from the account. And all you have to do is copy that and paste it into your template you create within AssureSign, and that's going to automatically bring that information into that area of the document. Just to show you real quick where you can add in those other features, if you want to not allow immediate presentment, which is that link to sign for in-person, you can turn that off here, as well as turning off where it's storing within notes, or even adding the completed document into your SharePoint folders. It's quite easy to set that up as well. So that is our quick demonstration of how you can send out documents via text message via AssureSign within your Dynamics workflow. So I'll go ahead and stop sharing now. And if you have any questions at all in regards to anything that we've seen today, please feel free to reach out now. There is a column, I believe, in your WebEx that will let you know where you can put in any questions that you have.
Thanks, Anna. I appreciate that. Yeah, so as she said, if you've got questions, now's the time to enter them. You can type them in over there on the Q&A box, and I'll take a look here and see what we have coming in, and I'll just read them out for you, and we'll go in order. How's that sound?
That sounds perfect.
Okay. Great. Let's see. Here's a question. It says, can you talk about the security aspects of AssureSign? How do you authenticate that the person signing in is the actual person?
Great question. So we have two different forms of verifying who they are if you want an extra step in that process. One would be the password option. Like I said, you can pre-populate passwords from fields in Dynamics into that password option that was within the sending process. We also have a relation with ideology for our KBA, which is knowledge-based authentication. So some of our customers will utilize that. KBA is where they pull information from public data, such as, did you have a loan out in 2007 for student loans? It gives them two different questions. If they miss one, they get one more. If they don't get that one correct, then they fail. So that's kind of two different forms, but really what proves they are who they say they are is within the audit trail, which provides every step of the process that the document goes through.
Great. Here's another question. What are the advantages of using AssureSign versus DocuSign and Adobe Sign?
Great question. So within Dynamics, I'm just going to assume is the question. So we are one of the only eSign vendors that does offer that two-way relationship. So being able to update fields within Dynamics. We are also the only e-signature vendor that offers the SMS sending capability, as well as deployment options, such as we work for, or we can do a SaaS deployment with an on-premises installation of Dynamics, and we can also do on-premises installations of our solution as well. Not only that, but we also are, I believe, DocuSign, at least I know, doesn't have the capability to send an envelope, so more than one template. We also have that capability. And really what it comes down to is whatever you really use in-house typically becomes your bread and butter. So we actually use Dynamics ourselves, so we already know all of the pain points and also the great aspects of Dynamics, so we align our solution with that. That's also what our developers work on the most. Whereas, you know, someone like DocuSign, they work with Salesforce mostly so, and they also use it within in-house. So most of their development time is spent on that solution. So hope that answers your question.
Okay, let's see. Are there any additional costs for using or enabling SMS with AssureSign?
That's a great question. So currently, it's actually at a great rate. It's only $25 a month additionally just to turn on the feature, and then you can really send as many as you want. So that's $25 a month or $300 for the year. I know they're probably looking into changing that, but the great other part of AssureSign is that we grandfather you in for your pricing. So if you start with that, you can have that to where every year you keep that $25 or $300.
Okay, now let's see. Is AssureSign available for CRM on-premise?
Yes. Yeah, just like I said just a second ago, you can do it where you can deploy it, our solution SaaS or on-prem, even if you have an on-premises installation.
Okay, let's see, here's a question. Do you have any enterprises signed on or mostly small businesses?
Oh, that's a great question. So we actually work with both. Like I said in the beginning, we actually started with mostly enterprise customers. So that's, you'll notice if you ever play with AssureSign a little bit, most of our features are actually in relation to enterprise customers, such as we allow, even if you're a small business customer, we allow you guys to create as many sub-accounts as you want. You can bulk upload users, bulk download your documents. We actually work best with enterprise customers, but I would say it varies. It's probably half and half.
Okay, and then can the bulk send feature be included in custom workflows?
I believe so. I will check on that 100%, but yes, I believe just in the process of creation of those processes, as long as you just have a setting to where you're checking off this many boxes, I'm assuming it's kind of like ours. We have a workflow for our sales process, and we can send out documents directly from our workflow. So I'll make sure on that and get that answer back to you, but I'm 99% sure that's a yes.
Okay, and I see one more question here. Let's see, is AssureSign on App Stores?
Yes, it is. So you can actually go on App Stores and download a complimentary trial account for a month at any time. So we are on there.
Great. Put out one more call for questions here. If anyone else has a question, this is a great time to type it in while we have Anna on the phone. And give everybody just a minute. Okay, Anna, well, I think I don't see any other questions coming in. Thank you so much for your time today. I guess we'll begin to wrap up here. We did record today's session, and we will be making that available soon. And then one more thing, we'll have a brief survey that will pop up as you're exiting the session today. It's only a couple of questions. It really does help us here at MSGW, and it helps our presenters. So if you have a moment to answer that, we would really appreciate it. And with that, we'll end there. Have a great day, everyone.
Thanks, Laura. Have a great day, everyone.